Sawasdee krap and welcome to Thailand Top Stories. Now, I have to admit I'm a little bit under the weather this morning after consuming an out-of-date 7-Eleven meal. Not 7-Eleven's fault, definitely mine. Anyway, we'll battle on. Now, the Bank of Thailand is trying to rein in the local use of cryptocurrencies. We've got a slightly off-colour raid in Bangkok yesterday. And also, well, some marauding lions in Singapore. Wasn't meant to happen. All that and more in today's Thailand Top Stories. The Finance Ministry has pulled the plug on the business licence of the One Insurance after it failed to raise enough capital to solve its liquidity problems and settle existing COVID-19 insurance lump sum payments and other claims. The One Insurance used to be called Assets Insurance. Perhaps it should be called Lack of Assets Insurance. The withdrawal was effective from last Monday. According to the Thai Finance Ministry, the One Insurance's assets are currently 162 million baht, somewhat lower than the company's outstanding claims that are estimated to be over 2.4 billion baht. The Secretary-General of the Office of the Insurance Commission says the company is now unfit to continue conducting business. The ministry says they'll take over debt repayments to creditors currently under insurance contracts. The One Insurance collapse is the second local insurance company forced to shut down this year because of a liquidity crunch. In the latest raid du jour, police have raided a restaurant in Bangkok early yesterday morning. Police arrested more than 45 people for violating disease control measures. Immigration police were also called into the Nakhon Bar Bangkok to speak to 30 guests from Nigeria, Congo and Cameroon. Thai immigration police described the function as a coloured party. Half of the arrested foreigners didn't have their passports and some that didn't have official entry stamps from immigration. They'll face charges for illegal entry. The owner of the restaurant was accused of illegally selling alcoholic beverages, selling food and drink in unsanitary circumstances, and staying open past the operating hours set by the BMA. 15 women were also arrested during the raid. Thailand's Public Health Ministry is looking into fake vaccine certificates after a post advertising bogus certificates went viral on Facebook. There was a photo of what looks like a vaccine certificate issued by the Thai government with a caption saying, "Get a vaccine certificate from us, no need to waste your time getting vaccinated." It went on to say, "Some suffer from fever for months, some die from it, some just want it for purpose, so get it from us, 100% genuine." Thailand's Public Health Minister Anatun says buying a fake vaccine certificate is definitely not worth it. He noted that an official document includes a QR code that links to a government website with vaccination records. Anatun added that those individuals in the scam will face criminal charges. Will they or won't they? Well, the current mantra is that they will reopen Maya Bay to visitors on New Year's Day, but with strict conditions attached, including no swimming in the bay, and the number of visitors at one time will be limited to no more than 375. Dr. Ton Tamrong Nawasawat, the Vice Dean of the Faculty of Fisheries at Kasetsart University and a well-known marine scientist, announced on his Facebook page yesterday that the National Parks Committee has approved the reopening of the bay, which has been closed since June 2018 after coral reefs and environment in the area sustained heavy damage from excessive tourism activities. There was a push by some locals to push the reopening a bit further back, but now a limited reopening is going ahead. No boats may enter the bay area through the front access and must use the opposite side where a landing pier for landing visitors is already in place. The number of tours each day and the duration of each day are yet to be decided by the Chief of the National Park. The Tiger did some special reports about the bay on our YouTube channel. There's links to the 3-part report under this video. The Bank of Thailand is releasing detailed rules to try and rein in digital assets to minimise both risks to Thailand's financial system and provide greater investor protection as more people are drawn to cryptocurrencies. The Bank of Thailand will release a consultation paper on the financial landscape in January, seeking to build a framework for those operating in the fields of digital currencies, green finance and related areas. The rules aim to promote innovation in technology, financial inclusion and manage systematic risks, they say. The central bank is working with Thailand's Securities and Exchange Commission and the Finance Ministry to outline the new regulations, but have already stated cryptocurrencies cannot become a means of payment. Thailand's rush to put rules in place for digital assets comes at a time when there's a growing local appetite for cryptocurrencies as investors chase better returns amid low interest rates and a worldwide economic slowdown. Last week, the BOT cautioned Thailand's commercial banks against direct involvement in trading in digital assets, citing their high volatility and potential risks to financial and payment systems. Regionally, officers at Singapore's Changi Airport had a real-life Jumanji encounter as two lions escaped from their container while being loaded onto a Singapore Airlines flight. Authorities had to contact the zoo vets right away, who used a tranquiliser gun on two massive cats, one of which was found relaxing casually on top of its cage. Mandai Wildlife Group's veterinary and quarantine specialists are keeping a tight eye on the big cats, which are thought to be part of a 7-lion consignment on its way to a foreign facility. Now, the story says that all the lions have been monitored at the group's facility and are now recovering from amnesia. Recovering from amnesia? How do they know? Did the lions forget their PIN codes? Singapore Airlines, which was managing the feline consignment, says the lions did not break the protective netting around the container at any point and never posed a threat. A freelance photojournalist in Myanmar has died in military custody after being arrested last week while covering protests. So Nang is the first journalist known to have died in custody since the army seized power in February, ousting the elected government of Aung San Suu Kyi. More than 100 journalists have been detained since then, though about half have been released. So Nang was arrested last Friday when he and a colleague were taking photos during a silent strike called by opponents of military rule in downtown Yangon, Myanmar's largest city. So just in case you haven't seen it yet, Jay and Natty went out onto the roads yesterday and they did their very first Vox Pops. You can catch that here. Highly recommended viewing. Hope you enjoy that. There'll be more of those to come. We've also got Good Morning Thailand and Jet doing Thailand News Today, bringing you up to date with all the latest in Thailand's news. But from all of us here, you're up to date on the Tiger.